D.I. All right, well, black man knowledge. What about you, Doc?
I always wanted to be an adventurer.
Like travel the world or something?
Yeah, like Indiana Jones. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to, as a kid, I just wanted to be an adventurer. Travel over the world, find things.
So you want to be a TikToker, basically? Because it's basically influencers.
Is that what they do? No, but I wanted to be, but I wanted to really do stuff. It's like I feel like I get TikTokers, but I wanted to really, as a kid, I wanted to just always branch out outside and travel and see the world. That was my dream.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll take that travel. All right, last question. Y'all ready? What's your favorite position?
Oh man.
One.
I don't have one.
Okay, you fancy. All right, Doc.
That's them young boys. They don't know what to do.
As long as you don't say butterfly. Butterfly.
My thing is, as long as I'm enjoying it, that's really what matters.
So you don't have one favorite.
It's not like
I'm serious. Like, I mean, so I feel like
what's your go-to?
What's your go-to, right?
My go-to?
It's from the day.
I'll be on top, man.
Really?
Boring. Common missionary. Boring Caucasian.
You making love.
I mean, I got two kids, one on the way. So.
Well, congratulations. Wow. The mission has been accomplished.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Doc, what you got?
Yeah, I don't want to put my wife out there. Whatever she likes.
Yeah.
I got more to, I have a position, but I don't want to put it out there.
We know the Doc like, oh, really?
Right.
Right. You know, Doc. Right? You killer. But I love asking that question because that question is all about perspective.
Sure.
Some people answer from the back, and some people say CEO, boss person. So I always like to ask that question, kind of break the mold and see, where we are. But it stands still statistically that we all go for a sexual comment over that. So I just want to.
Oh yeah.
So you guys give a round of applause playing the game.
Yeah.
You made it through. Whew. So listen, we got a big event coming up October 28th.
Sure.
Pull-up concert. Before we get to that point, I want to talk a little bit about your musical journey. Can you just kind of give us what was the catalyst for you really deciding, I want to step into music, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it?
So I've been doing music, I've been writing rhymes since I was like 13, right?
Okay.
And so I grew up an athlete, played football, basketball, but once I turned down my scholarship, I had hurt my back.
Wow.
I was just like,
was it a missionary?
Nah, actually. I really wasn't going crazy like that in high school.
Okay.
My mom wasn't going for that. So I really was a little more sheltered than anything.
Okay.
But yeah, so once I decided I'm not gonna play football in college, I just picked up what I feel like I left off with the music. Ever since then, that's just been like my thing.
So let me ask you this: how do you feel about the current temperature of the music industry? Thinking about the Sexy Reds, the TikTok even being a part of the music industry now. What's your take on it? How do you feel?
I think there's a time and place for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that as far as like the music that I like to listen to and like vibe with, I think it's all coming back around,
Okay.
So I think that I'm grateful that there's a lane for everybody.
Okay.
Now what's being pushed is another question.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a lane for everybody and everybody can shine in their own right. Everybody, who don't like getting ratchet a little bit when you go to the club. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
Enjoy it. Right, exactly. Me too. But on a daily basis, you gotta have that type of music to kind of get you through your Monday through Friday time.
Right. What about you, Doc? You have a plethora of titles under you, but you also have a hand in the music industry. What do you think about it?
I agree with that. I think there's a place for everybody. But I do want to say this, because you mentioned Sexy Red, and I know I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but
I got your back because I'm probably going to say it.
I think I heard a young gentleman talk about what images you put out there and who's watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, I don't want to be preachy. And I love some of my rap, I love some of the trap music, I love some of the other, I love it, but I think we do have to be a little bit more mindful of some of the stuff we talk about. Like, they're talking about how Sexy Red went from, a booty hole to pregnant, and all that. But the real story is like, what story is she telling the young ladies looking up to her? I'm not saying everyone has to have a story, but I just think we're pushing that so hard.
Yeah.
Like I miss, maybe, it's the old school me. I miss the content.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always have to be about something. Like I miss, go look sexy, drop it, get your man, grind on a dude, make him jealous. But
get your ego on, girl.
Yeah, whatever you gotta do. But I think on a consistent basis, sometimes the messages, and the guys do it too. And I think that was a great question to ask B.I. because, you know, some of the things that attracted me to his music was that he could do. I think you just have to have different things you can do.
Yes.
Don't be a one-trick pony. Only just talk about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion about that.
Yeah. I like that. In 3 words, how would you describe your music at this particular point?
In 3 words, the best ever.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
I mean, I'm really, man, so my name, right, is Brandon Isaiah, and then Isaiah was a prophet in the Bible. Right? It was too crazy.
All right.
So then my cousin kind of shortened it. He was, when I was in New York, he was like, yo, B.I.
That sounds like New York stuff.
Yeah. So so I was like, all right, that's stuck. Then it's like my favorite rapper of all time is Biggie.
Okay.
So when I was like, all right, B.I., and then it's like, when I go on stage, I always tell people I'm the closest thing to greatness since B.I.G. You know what I mean? And I think I just have a great taste in music, and I'm just very confident in myself and my delivery, my style, my lyrical content. You know, I feel like I know how to blend the new school and the old school, and you give me. So.
Okay. Well, listen, when we come back, we're going to talk some more to B.I.G. if you're nasty, and not on the ones and twos. You already know what time it is. It's your girl, I am Chelsea Speaks. Don't forget, my phone lines are open, 678-439-7419. 101 TKO Radio, knocking on the box. You guys stay right there. I'll be right back. Everybody all right? Everybody cruising? We're cruising?
Love you.
That's a whole nother side of me. for that moment to come in. It's like you don't realize how long the song is.
Right.
Like I'm looking there, like if I make one more look at him, like he just said it was a minute. I'm like, it's still a minute, 30 seconds. Golly, listen, we are back in the space with the talented, also dope B.I.G. Nasty and Doc one time seeing us over here at the Exposure Hub. Listen, you jump in your car. It's a Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. What are you playing?
Probably some jazz or something like R&B.
Jazz?
Start my day.
You
Yeah.
love that.
I mean, I am. I ain't gonna lie.
Missionary again.
You want to hug?
Not today. I'm good.
So you playing some jazz? You
Yeah. So I actually have a morning playlist, and my morning playlist consists of like R&B songs.
Okay.
Just because I think that's a good way to set the tempo for the day.
Who's doing the best? Who's your top R&B person right now?
I don't know if I can say I
Or
have
give me
one.
two.
So I can give you my favorites.
Okay, who you got?
Music Soul Child is probably
Okay, classic. Can't go wrong with him.
Yeah, and
I just
then
found out his house I'm sorry.
All these years?
Yeah, for some
that's
reason.
why you wearing glasses.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities are cockeyed.
And then I think the number two for me is a group collective. They're called the Internet. The Internet.
Oh, girl, you don't know.
Mhm,
Oh, you know, I thought I was one of the only people that knew about them. But how much music
Right.
they got? I don't know 2 songs.
They have a decent amount online, but I think they're not really pushing music out like that anymore.
Yeah, that's one of my go-to songs. All right, Doc, it's Saturday morning, 11 a.m. What's on your playlist?
Oh man. So Saturday morning, I'm rocking the old school, old school hip hop. I hate these. Kanye's old stuff.
College, okay.
Is my thing. I'm gonna tell you my favorite song right now is the J. Cole joint out now with Drake.
Okay.
I love First Shooter.
J. Cole and what's
Yachty?
his name? And Yachty.
That's hard too.
Yeah.
But with the Cameron remix.
Okay.
Have you heard that one?
I haven't
fire.
heard it, but see, I'm not a big Cameron.
Everything, man. That's crazy.
Look, Doc be surprised. I'm like, yeah, Doc, I need a pound now. I got this guy over here.
Right. Nah, but then that, and then I'm a big, a lot of people don't know this, I love rock.
Okay.
I'm a big rock music person, so I love Led Zeppelin. Like I'll rock.
Okay.
It's probably my favorite. Like I like to get my, the adrenaline up, in the morning, get hyped. But when I drive into here, you would never think what I listen to before I walk into here. You'd be shocked. You think it's like gospel.
You've been trapping on
the way here. I trapped so hard on the way here. Y'all don't know.
Look, it's interesting how I don't think people realize how much time you spend in your car and how much creativity comes out of your car.
Right.
So I'm curious for you as an artist, what does your creative process look like? Walk me through the process of you creating one of your musical masterpieces.
No problem at all. So funny you say that as far as the car. So I've written at least 2 projects in my car.
I knew it. I got it. Yeah, you was right. I knew I see it on you.
I've written at least 2 projects in my car, but these days my creative process is I like to be outside.
Come on, friend.
So I'm not big on like horoscope stuff like that, but apparently I'm a Virgo.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think it's I'm not. And it's a earth sign. So what my last tape, thank you for your patience, that I just dropped maybe a couple months ago. I wrote that whole tape in maybe like 2 hours, but I was outside, so I'm walking. I like to walk and listen to beats and kind of get inspired through like the nature and like my surroundings and stuff like that. Something about that, it just puts me in a place where I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's almost like when you're sitting outside with your thoughts, they have no boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It's unlimited download space, and it's a mental thing. I know when I'm doing a lot of things, and I'll talk to Nelly, I'm outside from the time I get home until about 10 o'clock at night on my patio, and I'm working.
Yeah,
it's a space you have to be in.
Yeah.
What about you, Doc? When you're getting ready to, handle some of your tougher cases or put things together, what is your creative space?
My creative space, I'm an only child, so I like to be alone.
I feel you same.
Excuse me, I hate to say that. I like to be in get my mind right. I like to be alone, quiet, serene, and I'm able to really process everything. Because only children, what we do is if we'll react real quick to things. So I've learned as I gotten older that my best work is done when I take a minute and step away from things, and then I'm able to really create and organize my thoughts. Even meeting you and talking to you about certain things in business, I'll sometimes leave our conversations and come back to you again after say, hey, did you do this? Did you think about this? And that's my best way of creating.
taking that time.
Yeah.
So, another interesting thing is in being creative, it's important who you attach yourself to.
Oh, God.
So let's talk about building the team and the chemistry here. How did this happen? And give us some tips on choosing the right people to be on your team.
Ooh, good question.
That is a great question, actually.
Good question.
I got a shout out to my boy JB, aka Justin Bright. I've known him since high school, and he was I guess he just moved to Griffin, Georgia, and he's like managing this lounge out there.
Okay.
So he wanted me to come out there to perform, and I told him straight up, nah,
I don't blame you.
I'm not coming out there, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing out there for me.
Literally nothing.
Like,
Chelsea
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And he's like begging me. He's like, bro, please. Like, I got some people coming, and da da da. And this is my man. Like, this one of the first people I did a record with. You know. So I was like, you know what? All right, bro. I'm gonna come.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna come.
Oh,
But
damn.
you know what? And again, I say this story because if I never went there, I would have never met Doc.
Right.
And so when I went there, I did my 1-2 on the stage, whatever. And afterwards, Doc had stopped my homie I came with and was trying to get in contact with me. And the rest was history for real. We sat down at the studio, chopped it up. And I'm big on like, what's your morals like? What's your energy like? I'm not just because you could help me, that don't mean I'm gonna do business with you. Because somebody once told me all money ain't good money.
Right.
So it's like, I hear you, but I want to see what kind of like man you are. You know what I mean? Like exactly before I be like, all right, I'm gonna sign with that line and trust you with my career. So I mean, ever since then, like I really look at Doc like a friend and like a mentor too.
Yeah. That's dope.
Got him.
For you, Doc, a lot of people we don't often get the chance to ask, managers and those in those type positions.
Right.
What do you look for when you decide you want to work with somebody? Because people just assume, because they're an artist, that they should be picked up, and that's not the case.
No.
Like there has to be some criteria. So what does it take to work with Doc?
Well, first of all, you know this too because we've had discussions about this, and what is it? I'm gonna be honest with you. I just like loyalty. I love someone who's hungry, and I love to have somebody who wants to work, who really knows what the values of working is. Because everything isn't dope.
Absolutely.
You know that.
Okay.
And you come in here, everything is not dope. Everything is not hot. And I learned valuable lessons on supporting people who I knew weren't hot, but because I liked them, I wanted to help them. And I realized that I put too much work into helping people who really didn't want to help themselves.
That's a word.
I did. And so when I go out and I meet artists now and today, and someone like B.I., I mean, he's so hungry. He does all the work. I mean, it's very simple. And like you said, and I'm at the age now, if I don't like you, I don't have to work.
Period.
I love being in that position.
Boy, listen.
You know how it is.
It's
so
a great position.
it's a blessing. So, but it's easy. Like the work with me is real simple, and he'll tell you that. If you're cool and you do right and you can follow the things I laid out, we're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you. It's in your thing. We're gonna give you as much as you give us.
That sounds about right. Yeah. You gotta bring something to the table.
You have to.
It's a dual thing. That
it really
has to go
is.
on.
It is. And being here, it's Atlanta. Everyone's hot.
Yeah, they think.
Everybody's
hot.
Everyone's hot.
55 years old. I just drove my first mixtape.
Right. Everyone's hot. So it's just really about vetting better and filtering out the people that you want around in your circle. Yeah. Because it's hard. It's hard to meet people who have genuine love for you and really want to see you grow. And I tell them it's hit or miss, bro. We first met. The first thing we talked about is he told me, he's like, I just want to meet someone. I want to know who you are besides the other stuff. And I gave it to him. Now, if he takes it and he feels as comfortable with it and he does his part, we're going to be winning. We're going to be winning. So that's really it.
Wow. So I'm curious, the dynamic for being an artist has changed. There has to be a level of content creation that people now have to do. How are you feeling about the whole content? Because you know what? It's kind of good, but it's bad because it's like back in the day, you didn't have to do a whole bunch of. But now you have to be equally as visible and popping on social media as your music. How do you feel about that layer being added in?
I love it because I feel like it adds more value to my brand.
Okay.
So it's like, not even just value, but leverage too. And because, like you just said, I work. And so a lot of, I don't, at this moment, I don't have nobody that does my content. I do my own content. I went to school for marketing.
That's lit.
And then I studied, I got a master's in YouTube University.
Wait a minute.
So it's like, it's something that, that I take pride in. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I have control over how I want to look. So I think that's really important.
Listen, but I know who didn't have control on how they look right now in the balls. So then we'll take a break real quick. We coming back, man. Y'all know what time it is. 11:25 on the dot.
I know a sister. Sorry.
For real, your sister?
I know a sister.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a terrible situation. Boy. Listen,
We'll talk about that on
we don't talk about that off air because he need to be Montgomery Broad by the way he's acting. But anyway, y'all stay locked and loaded right here on 101 TK Radio. We'll be back in just a minute. Gotta pay these bills. Holla.
Yo, that's wild. I know it's.
Did you read the comments on the? Yeah, she deserves it. Listen, we're gonna go over some national holidays real quick. I want to share those with you guys. I always do it on all my shows. So today is National World Pasta Day. What's your favorite type of pasta?
Both sides.
Okay, fancy. Well, now, are you more of a marinara lover or an Alfredo or penne al vodka lover?
I could do the marinara,
Okay.
but doesn't sit well with me.
What about pesto?
I like pesto.
Okay, all right. What about you, Doc? What's your favorite pasta type?
Linguine.
Linguine. Listen, maturity and growth is knowing the difference between linguine and fettuccine.
Yes.
You ain't no real pasta eater if you don't know the difference between thin spaghetti and
Right.
like spaghetti. There is a difference in the texture. I don't care what you say. Because everybody make their fettuccine different, but I like mine with linguine. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
Today is also, I'm not trying to be funny, G-Long Cup Day. Hashtag Dwight Howard. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's a group of 3 thoroughbred racehorse for G-Long Cup Day. I didn't make this up. It's the G-Long Day. Okay. Today is also International Artist Day. Do you have a favorite international artist?
I don't, but I do like Burna Boy.
Man, I like B.I. He pretty hard too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he international.
I see what you did there.
What about you, Doc? Any international people that just stay at the top of your playlist?
I'm gonna be honest. I love EDM.
Oh,
I love
put
the
it
EDM
down, come
artists.
on now, Skrilla.
I love the EDM artists. Some of that stuff is hard.
Yes,
Like
the trap bass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's I love music. So you guys get shot because I'm older, but EDM stuff.
Really? I went to Tomorrow World Counterpoint.
Yes.
I used to be a raver.
That's
That's how I got into music.
Wow.
I was the only black chick that would be at Iris Believe Atlanta doing all the festivals. That's where
I
got
would never think that.
I used to be in the tutus with the frilly frills
Right,
and,
right.
and the bracelets. Yeah. You
Wow.
stepping around on Molly. That's before I got saved.
Chelsea's wild.
It's in my first book. For real.
I believe.
I look like I used to be.
I can see you with a tutu on.
I'm telling you,
I
I'm
can
showing
see
y'all a
it.
picture. I used to be hanging from the
And
rafters
Doc Martens.
because I'm small. Yep, throwing light sticks across the room.
Did Nelly know you then?
No, get more lines in the book. But anyway, okay, enough about me. Today is also National Chucky the Notorious Killer Doll Day.
Oh, wow.
Are you a big Chucky fan?
No, I don't like scary stuff.
Really?
No.
Wow.
What about, okay, now it's level scary. You got suspense, you got,
I could do suspense,
okay.
but as far as like
What do you deem as scary?
like the demonic stuff, I can't do that.
Like Exorcist and all that, you don't like that?
I'm good.
Why hood dudes don't never do no stuff? They got morals when it comes to
I know.
It's the devil.
Right.
You done killed 3 people, but you will not watch a scary movie at all. What about you, Doc? You got
I love scary movies.
Okay.
I love them. Like this, they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah.
Like Texas Chainsaw
It's that we have
Massacres.
bad relationships.
Right. That's the yes. Reality shows.
Yes.
But I love scary. Anything really. I love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a big suspense psychological thriller fan.
I like those.
But I think being a woman, that kind of comes with us because we love watching all the crime documentaries and
Right.
things like that. So speaking of that, and women, you have a new baby on the way.
I do. Yes.
Congratulations,
Thank
first
you
of all.
so much.
How long does the bundle of joy get here?
He will be here December 15th.
A sex! Oh, do you have a name already? Is that too much to ask for that?
Yeah, I do. Amari.
Oh, that is so precious.
Right.
So you being a new dad, well, not a new dad because you already have, correct?
Yeah, I have an 8-year-old boy.
Okay, 8-year-old. Shout out to the 8-year-old. You having a child come into this world, and being at this point in your musical career,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel like fatherhood has influenced you in your music? Do you ever play your music for your sons? Do they know the songs? Like,
So honestly, my son is really like a split image of me when I was his age. I
oh,
grew up listening to rap music,
okay,
and so he knows a lot more of like the new stuff that come out than I do.
Okay.
It ain't because of my influence. Like him and his cousins get together and be like, you heard a young boy, and all. I'm like, who? Like,
yeah,
But my son, he's my biggest fan, and which is cool. And I brought him to many shows with me.
okay,
And so when it comes to like fatherhood, like it actually motivates me to go even harder because I just want to make sure that I leave a legacy for mine.
That's beautiful.
You
I
know?
want to ask you a question. As a father of a young black boy, when you think about music and lyrics, and you're writing music, like, are you thinking about what they may hear? Because the NBA young boys and all those other people, they don't tell them do all this X, Y, and Z. But are you conscious of the fact that you're raising boys enough to change up your music, or do you just kind of speak what you know, which is perfectly fine? But do you?
No, I definitely keep that in mind.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I have conversations with my son. He's 8, so he's old enough to know, and like not everything is just what it is. It's an expression of how I see things at times. But I definitely keep that in mind because I know, I wouldn't want my son listening to something too crazy, but at the same time, when I was his age,
we was listening.
so it's just a level of discernment and letting him understand what that actually means and having that level of discernment when it comes to listening to music.
You know, I like that because I remember one time growing up, my dad's a preacher, and I was coming down the hill from school and I heard Trick Daddy playing from the house. And I'm thinking, well, maybe my parents, but they had found my CDs and they threw them all away. And it kind of made me mad, but it made me mad enough to want to get into music like even more. So I appreciate that you're allowing your son to be exposed and not, you know what I'm saying, revealing things to them, because I think it's a big problem when parents hide too much from their kids and they shelter them. So you explain that. I send kudos to you for being a great black dad and doing that. With Doc, I'm curious with you, when it comes to you just deciding, okay, what am I going to listen to? Are you a believer as well that words are powerful, and if you're in a bad mood, listen to bad music can kind of take you there? What's your take?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that. Yeah, I think I love music. I think music it's important to listen to what you put into your mind. And you sometimes over a period of time, if you don't pay attention to the stuff you're listening to or you're ingesting, you become some of that. Yeah, that's my view on that. But I had an artist, I talked to Johnny Cabell about this years ago, and I got ridiculed because the stuff she was putting out was really too sexual, glorified sex, and it was sort of, and I had to really think about, because I have a 17-year-old daughter, so, and then I have an 18-year-old son, so I had to really figure out, well, do I want my kids to know this is what dad's supporting was doing, but also it's creativity. Yeah. And I can't shield my children from, it's not normal, you gotta learn anyway. You gotta get it. I can do what you do is, hey, let me explain to you what it's about, what's real, and what your life is supposed to be like. And so I think, but I'm a big proponent of supporting what you ingest and what our children listen to in your mindset. Music saved me a few times when I was sad.
I'm trying to tell you,
and to be real with you, there's times in my life where I look to music and look to the lyrics for support or inspiration. Yeah. So I agree with you.
So, go ahead.
To piggyback off of what Doc was saying, for me, it was like I'd rather be the one to share this with my son than he go out and get it. Yeah. And then somebody else is trying to explain it to him, and then they explain it in a way that I don't want him to understand. So it's like I can control the narrative to some degree by explaining to him, like, hey, look, this is the music, this is rap music, and this is real, this is fake, these are people's expressions, but don't always take everything for what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when it comes to you writing a project, how do you know if a song is going to make that particular project? Because you go through so much music creatively. How do you decide, okay, these are the songs I'm going to put on there? Like, you have a listening party, or how do you choose?
So if I could be completely honest, and I've been this way since I've been creating music, I don't make 500 songs.
I like that.
I go in, I'm very intensive. Like, I know what I want this project to sound like. So I create the songs that I want to be on this project. I can easily hear a beat and be like, nah, that's not gonna fit. And then I can hear something like, I need to do something that, figure out what to do to that. So I've always made my projects like, if it's a 13-track song, I probably recorded 14 songs and one just didn't get on the project. I never really been that type of artist.
So you need that artist that be in the studio for like hours and hours, got like 1,000 songs?
I try to hone in and save on to my creativity, because me personally, everybody has their own way of doing things. I feel like the more that I hold on to, the more I'm able to get it. If I keep recording and I keep writing and I keep doing this, I'm gonna run out of things to talk about.
That's true. That's true. Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit. All artists think their music is hot. Who tells you? Who affirms with you? And I'm just asking because I meet a bunch of artists, and it's like they'll play things and they really know they think they the hottest thing popping. Who is your circle of yes or no? Who's gonna tell you no the quickest and be absolutely real with you?
My girl.
Okay, shout out to her.
For sure. She's anytime I record something, I go to her first. Okay. And because she has a great ear as well.
So let me ask you this. How important and beneficial is to be a musician and be in a relationship? Because a lot of people in the industry, they like to say, oh, you should be single, not attached. But there is a power in being connected. So can you kind of touch on like how that kind of helps you balance the process? I think that's major.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a healthy balance, right? So it's like me as an artist, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with someone, she has to understand who I am and what I do. That's the first. And then once we can get past that, then it's like we breaking down. That's my best friend. I trust her more than anything. So I don't have to like, and it helps me again realize like, okay, like that's off air. I mentioned that my name is Brandon Isaiah, but my stage name is B.I., which is still my real name, but it's an abbreviation of my real name. So it's just being able to separate the two.
Okay.
Like when it's B.I., I'm in rapper mode.
Yeah.
Brandon Isaiah, that's just a regular dude.
Chilling.
Cooling. Kids, wifey, dog, crib, So
I like that. I really feel like we're in an era, like the money bag goes and the Yo Gotti's, like they're starting to get wiped up. You know what I'm saying? And they're showing the power of Black couples or just Black musicians still being able to harness their energy and still pump out creativity while still being stand-up men in the community. So I'm curious, what are 3 tips that you would give upcoming artists and maybe they're young artists who got a baby on the way and ain't sure what to do?
Good question.
Number 1, if you don't believe in God, you should.
Listen.
Number 2, don't give up.
Okay.
When it gets hard, it's getting hard for a reason. It's building character. Number 3, get you a good supportive woman.
All right, now come on with the Black women in power. Yes, Lord. All right, Doc, what you got? What 3 tips would you give up and coming artists, and even that little artist got a baby on the way?
Sure. So I think the best thing you do, get a good team. Maybe I said that. And when I say team, meaning get people who are gonna buy your stuff and gonna support you, and who are not gonna charge you every time you're doing something.
Yeah.
Who really care about your well-being and who are gonna address you properly as far as being honest when your stuff really isn't that dope. That's important.
Okay.
Legally, get yourself someone who knows contracts, who knows when you're losing money, making money, they can help you organize your finances properly. That's what I say. And the third thing is, God is always at the forefront. You know what I'm saying? God, faith is everything. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to believe in yourself. If you're not fighting for yourself, no one's fighting for you. So it's like that analogy in the airplane, right? Put your mask on first before you put someone else on.
First.
You have to do that. If you're not doing work that you're supposed to do for yourself, no one else is going to buy into you. So those are 3 things. And then the last part, I think was beautiful what he did is we have to learn to say it's okay to be vulnerable to a woman and to need a woman. There's nothing, that's the most gangster thing you can do in your life. The most gangster thing is for me to say, yo, I love her, that's my best. I think that's the most gangster thing he's ever said. I think we need more people, Black men, who are able to say that aloud and not be afraid to say that. Because there's something dope in that.
Yeah, right.
It is. And salute to your lady, your first lady too. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she is a really dope individual.
She's the coldest on my team, man.
I love it. How long have you been rocking?
3 years.
I love it. You gonna marry her?
I got a song, right?
Oh.
And one of the lyrics is, I told my girl we'd be married at 5. So
better put that album out.
I just want to be the reception.
Right.
Broadcasting. We are back now at the wedding for Behind. It is going down with you guys. So go ahead and drop your Instagram handles, your social media handles. How can our listeners and supporters support you, find you, connect with you, grow with you?
So y'all can reach me at Brandon Isaiah for my Instagram handle is spelled ISAIAH. I decided to keep my handle like that because when people wonder, like, well, what does BI stand for? If they go to my social media, they'll see that it stands for Brandon Isaiah.
I'm so glad you ain't got no name like Warm It Up, Coke It, like, you know what I'm saying? You know how people on Insta, like, you know what I'm saying? Popping my shot in 99. Like, what? Thug 69. Let's wait.
So for me, it's like if I could model my career after somebody, it would be J. Cole.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
I'm just
something.
Why him?
Because I see a lot of myself in J. Cole.
Okay.
And I think he's very relatable. To me, he just seems like the most authentic person who is still like a character. You know what I mean? That's why he likes to, when he, sometimes in his music, he'll remind people that his name is Jermaine Cole. You know, J. Cole is his stage name, but
he's still that person.
He's still Jermaine Cole.
Yeah.
And I just think like the effect that he has on people through his music, I think he's been very vulnerable. He talked about, things in his life that I related to. Like I could I can tell you right now that there's some of J. Cole songs that helped me get through depression. You know what I mean? So when you're able to tap into somebody's emotions like that as an artist, that's powerful. And that's always been like my goal as an artist, to spark change, make people start thinking about what's right, what's wrong, what's not right, what's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's if I can model my career after somebody.
So before we get out of here now, you have a performance coming up October 28th, the Pull-Up concert.
So,
what can we expect from you? How are you gonna set us on fire?
So we doing like a versus.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the committee versus DIY records.
Ooh.
You know, it's
of course like 8 Mile, like
how I mean
No spaghetti.
it's of course, you know, rap is competitive, but it's all in the name of love, man. And but I got some really dope artists on the team committee. And like everybody that I'm with, they stars in their own right. And so, you know, with me being the captain, you know, I gotta come through and set it off.
Big
Yeah, you know,
hey. Okay, well, we are looking forward to doing that. You guys listening, don't forget October 28th, Tuesday, the Pull-Up concert is taking place at Pretty Big Center at Stonecrest. Before we get out of here, Doc, give us those social media handles. How can they book with you, consult with you, learn from you, grow with you?
Sure. So Magnanimous record label, Dr. ALON Holiday. Doc, you can reach me on IG. I'm always open. You just hit me. But before we go, I just want to say one thing. I want to thank Chelsea and Nelson. Let me tell you what I did. I download the app. I really download the app. I'm on there subscribing. So I want to tell everyone, go out and subscribe. This is what it's about. Real Radio, 101 TKO Radio. I really appreciate what you guys have done. October 28th, come out, see us. If you want to meet me, we'll be there. Thanks again.
Yeah, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's a pleasure to have you. And anytime you want to get something off your chest, make sure you hit me up at 101 TKO Radio. We are always ready to push it out. And when you get that music, send it over too. You know what I'm saying? Well, listen, thank you guys for joining us this morning. Make sure you guys stay tuned in. Still Women Crush Wednesdays. That's right. Don't forget Tuesday, October 28th, the Pull-Up concert is taking full effect. And don't forget, trunk or treat. Bring your ex-boyfriend out. We're tricking outside. You know what I'm saying? Bring him out. Bring the tricks out.
I just want to shout out to my son. He's in school right now. I'll show you this video. He love when I do stuff
and the
like
newbie
this.
too. The new baby too.
My boy, man. Oh yeah.
I feel like a little creepy saying I love them. I love them for you. I love that for you. But listen, man, y'all know what time it is. It's your girl. I am Chelsea Speaks. Don't forget those Weirdo Ticks are available. I'm about to get off these earrings. I gotta pay some bills. So y'all stay locked in. Once again, it's 101 TKO Radio, knocking them out the box. Holla at me.
Peace.
Yay! We made it through.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We're going to take some promo pics.